Hey everyone. A person may be in a situation in life where they want to pray to God, they want to have that conversation, but they may feel that, is my prayer worthy? Have I done things properly? Will God want to even listen to me if I've not done what I'm supposed to be doing in His eyes? And especially in a situation where I've done something egregious or things that are clearly that I should not have done. We see a fascinating idea from this week's Torah portion, where the Jewish people, literally right after receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai, not that long after, all of a sudden, Moses is in heavens, and God says, you better go down, back down, because my children are rebelling. And we know this is the famous story of the sin of the golden calf, one of the worst things that we've done, the Jewish people have done in our history. And Moshe prays to God and prays to Him, and gets to the point where he says, God, if you're not going to forgive the Jewish people for what they've done, remove me from your Torah. I cannot be associated. So Rashi explains, the commentator explains, what is Moshe trying to tell God? He's saying, because if you don't accept my prayer, then the Jewish people are going to say that Moshe was unworthy of God's prayer. Okay, so just step back for that for a second. First of all, was Moshe nervous about his street cred? That people are going to say, oh, you're not worthy? Moses, we know, is the Anav Mikol Adam. He is the most humble person. He actually viewed himself as lowly. So why did he care what the Jewish people thought about him? And a beautiful answer that I heard was that Moshe, in his mind, because he was the most humble person, really felt that he was unworthy to pray to God. But he said, God, if you don't listen to me being unworthy, for the history of the Jewish people, they're going to refrain from speaking to you and calling out to you in time of need, because they're going to say, if Moshe, who's unworthy, wasn't answered, why would I be? I'm definitely worse than him, and I'm not worthy, so God's for sure not going to listen to me. And they may refrain from doing that. And God, if that's the case, remove me completely from the Torah. And Hashem realizes this, and He says, you're right. I'm going to forgive the Jewish people. We see first of all, the understanding of what prayer is to God. And the fact that Moses said that there's a fear, that this made fear, that means it's possible that in our minds we may have those thoughts that we're not worthy of God's prayer. But the answer is, Moshe says, and Hashem's in answering Moshe by saying, of course you're going to be left in the Torah, I'm going to forgive the Jewish people, is that everyone is always worthy of prayer. Hashem listens to every single prayer of every single person. And that was after the golden calf. That, most of the things that we're doing are not like that. But nevertheless, Hashem says, just daven, always get closer to me. Regardless of how you feel you are, where you're at, or things that you've done, I'm always there to listen to your prayers. Shabbat Shalom.